everyone. So before we get into this video, I just want to let you know this is a huge disclaimer, this is a big trigger warning. This video will discuss suicide, anxiety, depression, bullying, various other things that could potentially be triggering to you. If this is triggering, I would highly recommend probably not watching this video. But if you are in those situations, I will put links on the screen right now, numbers to Papyrus UK's Hope Line, so you can get the help and the support that you need. Anyway, we're going to jump straight into this video. I'm going to be very vulnerable and I hope you enjoy it. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm Victoryforu and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be discussing something quite different from my channel. If you've been a subscriber for a good while, you will know that I'm very happy and very joyful. Sometimes I'm doing dance videos here or outfit videos, but today is a lot more serious and very, very personal. This month, September, has been Suicide Prevention Month, and as we're at the end of it, I thought I would share a bit of my story and hopefully provide a bit of help for you all, because I know that during COVID-19, this whole period of time we've all been isolated, it's been extremely hard for so many people with their mental health. I just wanted to make this video just to remind you that you are not alone and that your life is worth living, because we all have so much to live for. I know that when you're in those situations, when you're contemplating suicide and all of those things, it's difficult, it's extremely difficult, but I just want to remind you that your life is completely worth living and this world will not be the same without you. Before we jump into my story too much, I just want to let you know a couple of statistics, a couple of facts and figures, which can all be found on the Papyrus UK website. You'll be hearing a bit more about Papyrus a little bit later on in this video. Suicide is the biggest killer in people under the age of 35 in the UK. So that is my YouTube demographic, that is my Instagram demographic. Pretty much all of the people that I speak to are under 35, and this could at some point affect you in some way, shape or form, whether it's you having these suicidal thoughts, whether it's someone close to you. I feel like it's really important to speak about, because when we start having these conversations, they're extremely difficult conversations to have. When we start having these conversations and we kind of open the kind of space to allow people to be open about their mental health, how they are feeling, if they're struggling, hopefully that can help people to express how they're feeling and, you know, allow people to help them to get the support that they need. On average, over 5 young people take their lives every day. That really shouldn't be the case. Like, they have so much to live for, they've got so much more to offer the world. It upsets me that people are still finding themselves in these situations, still finding themselves in these moments of absolute despair, a place that I found myself. And I know many other of my friends and family members have found themselves in. So I think this is why I really felt that it was important to kind of bring this, especially at the end of Suicide Prevention Month, just to remind people that you're not alone. Another fact is that over 200 school children every year lose their lives to suicide. So again, all of these facts that I've mentioned are actually really specific to me and my journey and how I got to be this very happy human that you see on YouTube for you right now. So we're going to get into my story. It's very personal. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I really don't want to trigger anyone, but I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real with you all. So I really appreciate you taking out the time to listen, and also, as I've said at the beginning of this video, if this is triggering to you, please click off this video, click onto another one of my other videos, probably a dance one that's going to boost your mood. But yes, this is just going to be real. It's just me here talking to you, and it's going to be really, really real. So, school for me was horrible. It was a nightmare. The whole education part of it, great. But the social aspect of school and so many other parts of it was so, so horrible for me. At the age of 7, my so-called, and I say so-called now because at the time I continued to say best friend, but so-called best friend at the time said to me that life would be so much better if you weren't here, so just go and kill yourself. Now, I was 7. To hear that as a 7-year-old is extremely damaging. Whether that person knew what they were saying or not, it's extremely damaging. And around that time was when a lot of bullying in school started for me. Various different reasons, whether it was racial, because that happened a lot, whether it's because people just didn't understand me, whether it was, you know, people assuming things about me and trying to tell me who I was when that's not who I was at all, and people, you know, just trying to exert their power over me, whether that would be them trying to control me or emotionally blackmail me. A lot, so much happened. Was physically hit multiple times, sometimes with fists, sometimes with, you know, things like chains and stuff, which was horrible. And it drove me to a very, very dark place. I believe by 8, I started to feel and be in a state of depression, which I couldn't really explain to anyone because I was 8 and I didn't really know how to articulate that. And then kind of by like 9, 10, I started to become extremely anxious, and I stopped, well, I stopped trusting people long before then, but just in school generally, even though there were people around that I could, you know, talk to in lessons and stuff, or outside of kind of the school 4 walls, I didn't really feel like I had friends. There was no one who, you know, as a child you can like tell your secrets to, or those kinds of things, without the fear of it being exposed or being bullied because of it, or for me just sharing kind of my opinions or my faith or anything like that without it being ridiculed. And there was a lot of that. And that was just in primary school. We're not even at secondary school yet. So at secondary school, it got even worse. It got even worse, like, because a lot of the people that I went to primary school with, Kate went to the same secondary school as me. So, you know, it didn't stop, and kind of the rumours that were spread around about me in primary school came to secondary school and kind of haunted me. And it was horrible. And I think when people are telling you things about yourself so much, constantly and consistently all the time, no matter how much, you know, my parents loved and supported me, it was always there, kind of whirring in my mind. And I'm fully aware that everyone's struggles and situations, they are all completely different. Mine just so happened to be flooded and filled with lots of bullying. But I know for other people who, you know, develop depression and anxiety and various other mental illnesses, it won't be because of that. It could be because of something else traumatic that happened to them. It could just be something has switched in their brain and it's just been brought on and they can't really put their finger on it. That's why I would recommend anyone speaking to people around you, and on top of that, speaking to medical professionals, getting therapy, people that you trust, please do speak to them. I have done that myself. I haven't quite done therapy yet, but that is kind of like the next step of things that I'm planning to do. So a bit more about secondary school. That was really difficult. Everyone, obviously, you're going through puberty and all of those kind of things, and you're learning about yourself. And when everyone is telling you something that is completely separate to who you are, you begin to question it. You begin to really question, like, oh my goodness, am I this person that everyone's saying that I am? Am I this, you know, kind of broken, distorted, horrible person that people are saying that I am? And unfortunately, I became that. And the depression progressed and the anxiety progressed, and there was aspects of self-harm, which I won't go into, which were very prevalent, and I hid from so many people. And basically I progressed through secondary school, doing very well in education, may I say, and outwardly to so many people I was this really, really happy child. To many, many teachers, I was this extremely happy child. Always on school reports it'd be like, Darius loves to talk in class and is very open and expressive with everything that he's passionate about. But then I think there was a point where on school reports that changed, that kind of Darius was more reserved in asking questions and things like that, and I think that was probably when it started to manifest itself to other people, where they started to probably notice a change in me. I'm gonna go a bit more into kind of what happened, well, not what happened, but with me trying to take my own life. I was 15. It was the year of my GCSEs and prom. Like, man, I was so excited for prom. So the thought that I wanted to end my life at that time is crazy to me, even thinking about that now. It was at the start of the year in January, and it's a date that I kind of remember every time it comes around, the 26th of January, because if I would have, you know, continued with what I was doing, I wouldn't be here. I'm so glad and grateful to God and my family and everyone around me for supporting me, because quite frankly, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here speaking to you all. I wouldn't have done some of the amazing things that you have seen me do, such as appear on BBC One's The Greatest Dancer, become a trustee of Oxfordshire Youth, just so many things that I'm extremely grateful to say that I've been able to do and I've been able to achieve. I share this with you because I know that I am not alone in these experiences, in these thought processes, in kind of how you were made to feel in school, how you were made to feel in various different aspects of your life. And sometimes it may not even be like external with like people at school. It could be within your households. It could be within kind of the people that you hold near to you that could be making you feel a certain way, or it could just be something completely separate to that, because the thing with depression, anxiety, suicide, they are all so complex topics. There is no kind of one way that it's developed or it started or it progresses. There are many ways that you can unfortunately get to those places. And I think it's extremely important to mention that even though I can very much say now that I am on the other side of suicide anyway, like I'm not going back there again, but it's a journey, it's a process. It's not something that kind of happens and you just stop thinking about it, or it just stops popping into your head, or it just stops, you know, being present. It's very much there, and it's kind of every single day is a fight. It's the same with kind of depression, anxiety. It's very much a fight every single day to kind of train my brain not to think those thoughts anymore, or train my brain to, if I'm, you know, not feeling 100%, don't try and take on a task that I know is going to kind of crush my spirit. And I think it's working to do that. I've worked, well, when I had some counselling with my pastor at church, they really helped me with, you know, kind of working through how I felt when I couldn't articulate it. And that helps me even today to work out if I'm in a bit of a kind of a numb situation, working out where it started from. And when I can't, for me personally, this is very personal, this may not work for everyone, but when I work back and realise that, oh, okay, this is where it started, I kind of get to the root of the issue, and I can work through and be like, no, I'm not these thoughts, I'm not thinking you anymore, and I can usually, not always, but push through and kind of continue with what I'm meant to be doing in that day. But nevertheless, it is a struggle, and I will never deny that it's a struggle, because it is. Some days it's hard, some days it's difficult, and as we've heard like a lot in various different kind of places and in songs and stuff, it is okay not to be okay. Like, you don't have to be happy all of the time, because we're human. We are not built to just be one singular emotion all of the time. We're meant to have this diversity of emotion. So if there's a day when you're not feeling 100%, that's fine. But in everything, kind of, if you need support, if you need someone to stand alongside you, please reach out, because you are not alone. I promise you, you are not alone. There are people here to help you. One of these groups of people who are here to help you is Papyrus UK. They are a phenomenal charity helping young people under the age of 35, supporting them in various different ways, but specifically they have something called their Hopeline UK, which I will put on screen right now. So if you are in that situation or you're around someone who is contemplating suicide, or you're concerned for them, check out their website and also check out their Hopeline as well. And I'm extremely grateful that Lucy from Papyrus UK is here on this video just to give you a bit more background to the charity and how Papyrus can help you.
Thanks, Darius. My name's Lucy. I work for Papyrus, Prevention of Young Suicide. Papyrus is the UK charity who works with young people aged 35 and under who may be experiencing thoughts of suicide. We also work with concerned others, so anybody who might be worried about a young person. We also work with professionals, so anybody who has had a recent encounter with suicide through their profession and would like to talk it through with a trained professional. Our dedicated suicide prevention helpline, Hopeline UK, is open 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. It's incredibly important to remember that you are not alone. Hopeline UK is here for you whenever you need us. Call us on 0800 068 4141. You can text us on 07860 039 967 or email pat@papyrus-uk.org.
Thank you so much, Lucy. I really appreciate you and Papyrus UK for, being in this video. It's extremely helpful because, as you can tell, I'm not a professional. I can't, give you that professional assistance. All I can do is share my own story in the hope that it can help you in some way. I just wanted to give you all, every single one of you, just a couple of friendly reminders. Please, please don't do what I did. Do not bottle it up. I know, when you're in that situation, you can feel like you're a burden to other people, but you're not. I promise you, you are not. They want to know about you, like your parents. They want to know that you're okay, or if you're not okay, because that's what they're there for. They're there to love you and protect you and support you. So please don't bottle up your feelings or emotions. If you're going through something, just let them know. Now, me and my parents, I mean, even before, we were extremely open about everything, but I personally just didn't feel like I could share that. And it's nothing to do with anyone else, and it was everything to do with me and working through it. But then I got to a place where I could share and I could be really open, and now we're extremely open. We talk about if my mental health or anyone's mental health is off, and we just need some assistance or even a hug. Specifically now in COVID-19 situation, hugs are currency. They are so necessary, and if you are please, if you are living on your own, please do find a bubble, specifically if you need that support, because a hug can do so much. Also, another friendly reminder to you all is that you are loved, you are amazing, you are brilliant. Within you, there is so much potential. No matter what your age is, you have so much potential. Even if, obviously this video specifically talking about Papyrus is aimed at people under the age of 35, but if you're over the age of 35, you have so much potential too. Your life matters just as much. You deserve to get the help that you need. So please do reach out. And lastly, but by no means least, this is my final friendly reminder for you.
You are not alone, and your life is worth living.
You are not alone, and your life is worth living.
You are not alone, and your life is worth living.
आप अकेले नहीं हैं और आपकी ज़िंदगी बहुत कीमती है.
You are not alone, and your life is worth living.
你并不孤单，你的生命值得被活得精彩。
You are not alone. Your life is worth living.
You're not alone, and your life is definitely worth living.
Du bist nicht allein. Das Leben ist lebenswert.
You are not alone, and your life is worth living.
Vous n'êtes pas seul et que la vie vaut la peine d'être vécue.
You are not alone. Your life is worth living.
You are not alone, and your life is worth living.
You are not alone, and your life is worth living. Okay, you can stop now. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this has helped someone. As I said, that all of the links for Papyrus UK will be down in the description below, and also probably on screen right now, like just here, so you can check out the Hopeline UK. If you are struggling, please do give them a call. People, please do use them. Thank you so much to every single person who featured in this video, from Papyrus UK to all of my friends who featured in that little bit that you've just seen. It means so much to me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Victoryforu. I hope that you'll be victorious every day. God bless. Bye bye. Remember, you are not alone and your life is worth living. See you soon.